Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to this special live edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
We are live. I'm Daniel Pineda.
And I'm Miriam Gennari. Welcome.
And this is our first live, we think live, production here of AWN, Arlington Weekly News, right here from our studios on Danville in Arlington. And we thank you for joining us. We have some archival video nuggets for you this evening from days and years gone by of the Arlington Weekly News from way back in the day when Don Hammond started the show. So we hope you stick around for that. We have some introductions and some copy to read, but we thank you for watching, and we remind you again to become a sustaining member. You know, all it takes is one of these. Once a month.
Yeah. Bargain.
Once a month, it's a bargain. And call the number that should be on your screen. If not, it's 703-524-2388. And someone there will be glad to talk to you and take your donation to help us keep this thing rolling. Anything else to add, folks?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
Run out of gas here.
Yeah.
All right, here we go with, well, I think possibly the first of our news items. Okay, well, we'll just go off. We'll go off the hard copy.
Like the old way.
Like the old days, right?
Like the good old days. The story of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News goes right back to the beginnings of Arlington Independent Media, or it was originally known as PAC TV. The Weekly News was the very first regular broadcast starting in April of 1981. Our first regular producer, Don Hammond, came from St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken, having already had some experience in the public access television experience. He remained active as producer for almost 35 years until his death in 2016, and we miss Don every day down here. Daniel.
Absolutely. Well, PAC TV transformed into ACT, or Arlington Community Television, before finally settling into its current identity as Arlington Independent Media, or AIM. Like AIM, the Weekly News had a modest start with only one camera, one microphone, and some leftover school furniture. Our studio consisted of a small locker room on the second floor of our current building. However, our volunteers built sets and desks. AIM procured more equipment, and our productions grew and improved. Let's take a look back through some of our history, beginning with the first anniversary show from April 1982.
Good evening and welcome to the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Jamie Beckett. Tonight, by the way, is our first anniversary show. It's been 1 year since the Arlington Weekly News began.
Welcome to the Arlington Weekly News this Thursday, March 3rd, 1983. I'm John Patterson. It's great to be back from Poughkeepsie. Tonight, Penny Goodman has the Arlington Arts calendar. Chad Wick will go bar hopping. I'll have outdoors, and we're trying something a little different tonight. Several weeks ago, we took our cameras to the Parkington Shopping Center.
I'm Jennifer Van Horn. Gosh, that feels funny. I don't do that anymore.
No.
You know, Jennifer, I was thinking the other night about how we started out a few years ago. Well, we started out in 1981, the program, but you know, you were with us back in '82, and we were on the program together. Does it feel kind of strange to be doing this again?
It does. It feels very strange, and I'm also very impressed how far Arlington Weekly News has come in the last 3 years since I've been here.
Right, from Lower Wilson Boulevard to Upper Fairfax Drive.
No, not distance, but just in your sophistication. This is a very well-produced, well-run operation, and we had some days where we weren't quite sure if we were going to get the show on or not.
But we always did.
We always did.
We'd have to beg, borrow, steal cameras, but we went on the air.
We used to have to borrow mics. I mean, we're always changing.
Well, that problem is still here. This is the mic that Chadwick will be using tonight.
Sometimes if the producer didn't happen to bring a mic in his briefcase one night, we had no mics for the show.
Or talking about bringing
or
things
a camera
in.
for
How about when we used to have, I should say, potent liquid refreshments on them?
Well, that never happened.
Dave, you're not supposed to say that. This is a family television show.
The Arlington Weekly News began cablecasting in April 1981. I joined the show as an audio technician in early August 1981, and Dave and I made our cable television debuts here in Arlington on September 29th of 1981. We also have the longest running producer, Don Hammond. He joined us on the news in August of 1981.
The history of local cable programming in Arlington goes back to early 1980 when an organization called PAC TV, which stood for Programming for Arlington Cable Television, was established and began lobbying for the development of courses to train Arlington County residents in the use of television equipment. In February 1981, the first basic introductory course was held at St. George's Church with approximately 140 people attending. Shortly thereafter, introductory technical courses were developed to give Arlington residents hands-on training on how to operate the portable camera equipment and to encourage the development of local programming.
In April 1981, PAC TV, believing that a local news program should be at the core of access programming, assembled a group of interested people, and the Arlington Weekly News began. The show was edited by stopping the camera after each segment, changing the set, and starting back up again. The studio itself was a crude makeshift place. It was a converted office space high atop the Artec Metro Cable offices on Wilson Boulevard here in Arlington.
By June 1981, things began to look a little bit more professional. At least we had a few months of experience behind us and our own theme music. Well, you've guessed it. We still have the same theme music. In August 1981, Don Hammond became our producer, and through thick and thin, he has remained the producer of the news.
Hello, and welcome to the Arlington Weekly News. For this, our post-Easter and first show in April '97. I'm Craig Nolan. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, I'm Amy Brandon.
Hi, I'm Robert Chiretta.
I think that everybody has a story, as they say here, there, and other places. We've heard that line many times, and it's always true, and it always will be true. So I think that's the place going forward, is as long as people still have an opportunity to tell their story to their community members, public access will have a very important place in Arlington County.
Is this thing still on?
I think so. You're going to get rained on.
Breaking news.
Absolutely, Craig.
Wow.
The memories,
some memories there, taking me back, Dave.
You look the same.
And Cal, and John and Jennifer, and strange character down on the end with a hat. Really something, taking me back. Those are great. Thanks, Hef, for doing all that. It was great. Well, we continue now. You're watching a live edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News right here on AIM, Arlington Independent Media, in our fall fund drive, or our first ever fund drive. So now is the time to jot down this phone number if you have a chance, 703-524-2388. Give us a call and become a sustaining member, join AIM, and come down here and be part of all this. You can do it. Here we go now with some more information and stuff on the prompter here. Let's look at our history. The question now is, where do we go from here? Well, a lot of that depends on you. You see, Arlington Independent Media is non-commercial. That means that, like public television and radio, we depend on support from viewers like you to continue. There are a couple of ways that you can help do that. You can make a telephone donation by calling the number I just mentioned, and I'll do it again, 703-524-2388. You can also go online at www.arlingtonmedia.org and then click on the red Donate and donate. A one-time donation of $25, $50, or $100 or more would be welcome, or you can become a sustaining member for as little as $5 a month. You can't beat that. Daniel, what do you say?
Absolutely, and you've got to keep on saying that number, Craig. Well, next, regular viewers of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News already know that the program has already been about more than just news. From the very early years, the show included interviews, special features, opinion, reviews, and local music. In addition to the regular reporting by anchors Cal Swenholt and Jamie Beckett, there were opinion pieces by Debbie Raffel, Louise Chestnut, and Dave Williams, along with movie reviews and the occasional sports report. Miriam.
Daniel, you know I love the news, but I also love the extras. Some of the features, like Outdoors with John Patterson, faded away to be replaced by It's Easy Being Green with Lily Whitesell-Caravallo, and now being covered by our own Adele Quo. Other features, like our local interviews, have come to include The Sustainable Scoop, which presents a contemporary look at environmental issues facing us in the 21st century. Here's a sample of some of those Arlington Weekly News extras.
It's time for our segment on It's Easy Being Green. Let's talk about the Gulf of Mexico oil spill. If you're like me, you're horrified by the millions of gallons of oil and natural gas that have gushed into the Gulf.
It's easy being green.
Here's Adele.
Welcome, Arlington, to another It's Easy Being Green, driving a hemp car.
I'm Rich Masabny. You probably know I'm a regular
in the
cast member
world?
here doing reviews and interviews. And this perhaps is a great interview for me because I'm talking to the guy who hired me maybe about 30 years ago, and he's been the executive producer of the Arlington Weekly News, Don Hammond. How many years has it been, Don?
Well, let's say 81. You do the subtraction. 34 years, is it?
Something like that.
Yeah, right.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. You know, you don't always have to be on the ballot to be making news. And joining me today is Vivek Patil. Welcome, Vivek.
Thanks for having me, Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Some people think that dogs are man's best friends, but everybody loves cats. Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. One of the things we do really well here in Arlington is sing in harmony, and in part that's because of the Arlington's Barbershop Chorus.
The Little Theater of Alexandria is hosting Harvey, a play by Mary Chase about the invisible 6-foot white rabbit who is the best friend and constant companion of Elwood P. Dowd.
If you are a lover of Broadway musicals and all things Shakespeare, the perfect Valentine awaits you at National Theater.
It ain't the heat, it's the humidity that'll get your attention.
Jorge Serafin, we saw him playing. I first saw him playing at Iota over here, which is now closed, and he's still at it somewhere around here. So if you get a chance to see Jorge play, he's incredible.
And he did a great job.
And a nice guy as well.
He has a lot of talent.
Moving right along now, well, we recently discovered that some stories, and we continue to remind you that you're watching a live edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News right here on AIM. And if the number's not on your screen, I'll give it to you. Give us a call at 703-524-2388 and become a member member and help us keep this thing going. Where was I here? We recently discovered that some stories take longer than the usual news items, songs, or interviews, so a new program called AWN Presents was spun off. It's a way to provide viewers with additional local information, including local businesses, libraries, parks, and of course, more music. Daniel, your turn.
Well, on to our next story for tonight. It's not a weekly feature, but it gets added to the mix as needed. It's an additional way to reach out into our community. Longtime viewers of the Arlington Weekly News may even recognize a version of the original 1981 theme music. Here's a sample.
Television man.
Hi, I'm Inga Middleton. We are here at Metro 29 Diner on Lee Highway in Arlington, Virginia. And I'm sitting here with Peter Bota, one of the owners of Metro 29. Hello, Peter. How are you?
Hi, Inga. Thank you for coming here today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us. Hi, I'm here with Christy Peterkin, and she's the daughter of the Ayers Hardware owner. Welcome, Christy.
Thank you.
So, what is Ayers Hardware exactly?
We are an old school mom and pop 5 and 10.
About 20 years. We opened 1997 June.
Hi, I'm Inga Middleton with Arlington Independent Media. I am in Joe's Place, Pizza and Pasta, and I'm sitting here next to Rosario Farruggio. Hello, Rosario. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for having us. Hi, I'm Inga Middleton. I'm with Arlington Weekly News, and I'm at the Crystal City Sports Pub, sitting next to Billy Bain, one of the partners, and he's going to tell us about his pub. Hi, I'm Inga Middleton. I'm in a special corner of Arlington called Westover, and with me is the owner of one of our most well-known institutions in Arlington, Robert Tremonti, the owner of our very own The Italian Store. So, Robert, welcome, and thank you so much for having us in your wonderful store.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Hi, I'm Inga Middleton with Arlington Independent Media. I'm here at Taqueria El Poblano with Dan Michel, who is the owner and restaurateur. Thank you so much for having us, Dan.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate
Glad
you
you
letting
came
us
by
in.
and made the time for us.
Hi, I'm Inga Middleton with AWN. I'm sitting here next to Lisa Ostroff, owner of Trade Routes. Lisa, this is such a great shop. Can you tell me about it?
Thank you. So we are a fair trade store and coffee shop. We're sitting in the coffee portion of the fair trade store.
Hi, I'm Inga Middleton. Today, I'm visiting Phoenix Fitness. It's a small neighborhood gym that packs a punch. It has all you need in a non-corporate package.
Hello, this is Hef Munson, which is a worthless piece of information. Actually, this is not Hef Munson. I'm Hef Munson. This is the Arlington County Central Library, where you should come because it is part of everyday Arlington.
Of all of Arlington's parks, perhaps the most unusual is the Dark Star Park in Roslyn. The design was conceived by the artist Nancy Holt, and it was completed in 1984.
She got an old school heavy and a dirty lane. Too damn heavy, she won't go too fast.
And we're back. Hope you're enjoying some of this archival footage, these video nuggets here that we're presenting to you on this live edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News from our studios right here on Danville in Arlington. And the number Again, should be on your screen, but if it's not, I'll give it to you. 703-524-2388. Give us a call and become part of all this. Well, of course, in addition to being informative, media can be just plain entertaining. That's especially comforting in this day of divisiveness. Sometimes comedy is the answer, and sometimes a bit of satire comes in handy. And in addition, people just want a note of uplift and inspiration. Miriam, what do you say about that?
I totally agree with that. And honestly, in addition to working on Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News, some of our crowd, with the other AIM members and producers, have tried to provide our community with good old-fashioned fun, a dash of whimsy, and a little bit of hope. Try these on for size.
With his stupid blog, misspelled a dozen words. His English is pathetic, his writing's for the birds. I wrote that he should be shut down and he himself be flayed. I only hope he doesn't spot the typo that I made. Ha ha you, ha ha me, we're all as silly can be, swapping schoolyard insults over incivility. Everywhere you turn, there are people getting bent, till everyone's forgotten what the other fellow meant. Except for me, I'm going to see that I get some respect. And if that bastard threatens me, I swear I'll break his neck. Ha ha you, ha ha me, we put the cart before the horse, waging wars of words over civilized discourse. The bozo on the radio who stuffed into his suit. How dare that Nazi blowhard call that girl a prostitute? They shouldn't give a microphone to such a raving nut. How dare that big fat idiot call that prostitute a slut? Ha ha you, ha ha me, we're all as silly can be. Anger and abuse, as far as I can see.
All right.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Those
Pretty
are some
good
great
stuff.
pieces,
The
huh?
creative skullduggery and genius of our
Hef
own
Munson.
producer, executive producer Hef Munson. Thanks, Hef.
Lots
That
of
was great.
talent.
And thanks to all of you for watching this
Thank you.
special live edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Don't forget to give us a call at 703-524-2388. And remember, media does not have to be polarizing. 703-524-2388. Call us up and become a sustaining member, and we look forward to your support. And next week, if you're out there, we'll be here and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.